Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening to the award-winning To Hull and Back podcast, proudly sponsored by Old Zoological Bar in Hull. I'm your host, Nathaniel. Tonight, I'm joined by Will, Christian, and Ant for the first episode of the new season, the 25-26 season. And I think, as the episode is titled, it's a very solid start. Already, I think we were, heaping praise on certain players and the manager before we went live tonight. And compared to the manager we had last year, much happier early on. There seems to be real togetherness and a very creditable draw. So hopefully things are looking up. How are we all this evening?
Promotion's coming.
Yeah. Promotion. I mean, it might be a little bit early for that, perhaps a little early. But I thought that we might struggle. And I suppose in terms of the way the match played out, we did. I think Coventry were the better team, and certainly going forward, though our defensive players played really well, but just lacking a little bit of creativity, and that will come, of course, with the new signings we'll talk about. But, I'll go to you first. You do your stupid prediction. That's always stupid and will always be stupid, 3-0.
Until we win 3-0. It was stupid until that happened.
I'm fairly certain I've managed to win. If we counted all the, if we did a league on our predictions, I'd win every season, just from guessing that.
Well, maybe not last year, because we hardly won any matches. But, of course, we did actually get that 3-0 against Sheffield United. And we'll talk about that as well.
The points I needed.
But did the game go how you thought it would?
A little bit, yeah. I think on here, I'd said I'd have taken your hand off for a draw. I mean, Coventry are one of the teams that will be up there at the end of the season, probably in a playoff push. And going there was going to be one of the hardest games for us this season, purely because of their home record at the end of last season. They were so good on I think they'd won. I think they were unbeaten in their last 11 games of the season at home. So they were on a good run home wise. So I'm mad at that myself. But yeah, we went. I think it was always going to be a game where we was going to be mostly on the defensive side, standing resolute, trying to get them on the counter. And I think we did pretty well overall with that. We were very solid defensively, particularly. I mean, all the back four were solid all overall, but Semi Ajayi and Charlie Hughes were superb. And going forward, we could have probably maybe done a bit more going forward, but I think we threatened a little bit, maybe, but not enough to make me feel confident going forward. But obviously, you get Morgani, Gelhardt's back in. Won't give it a couple of games, let them sort of play in the side, and I'm sure you'll see things improving in that front. But overall, if you'd given me a draw, I'd have taken it hands down. So I'm quite happy.
Yeah, and slightly off the pitch as well, we've been gaining some momentum. That's a solid point against a team that should have really been in the playoff final. So that's a result that keeps momentum going, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it gives them confidence, I think, because we've had a really good pre-season, and whether or not you look into pre-season as much as some do or not, it's, we went into this game 6 unbeaten, and you're looking at those patterns of play and if the relationships are forming and if the system's working and the kind of things that you can look forward to in terms of the system and that. And I thought we continued that into Coventry. I think we've treated the last couple of pre-season games like they were actual games, and he's picked a team that we knew was going to be more or less the 11 that would play, the possible strongest 11 that we could have, considering the players not coming in for transfers and stuff. And I thought it was just a continuation of what we've seen. We're obviously very organised, we're very solid. The players know their roles. There's partnerships forming already. I mean, Ajayi and Hughes looks like they're going to be a spectacular partnership. The wing backs are completely renewed in Giles and Drame. They just look like, top end championship fullbacks. And who'd have said that about Ryan Giles 2 months ago? So it's one of them. He seems to have revitalised the entire squad, and there's a different feeling about the club. I think that standing in that away end on Saturday, it was when the players came over at the end and things like that. The club feels unified. I think the EFL restrictions things kind of worked to kind of build some bridges between the disparity in the fan base at the minute. I think everyone's batting in the same direction. The manager's got the players on board. They're all smiling. They're all happy. The fans are on board. Adjun's acknowledged his mistakes and he's moving on from it. And we seem to have built a really good team, and the fans are really behind it. And you can see that at Cov. They fought for everything. Came away with a well-deserved point. And we've got players to add to this offensively. Like you could tell we were lacking in terms of attacking threat in that game. We had moments. where, you know, if players had been we've had a bit more quality in the final third, one of those little choice moments that we had in the game could have been put away and we could have got a bit of a smash and grab. But it's positive and it's promising, and I think that everybody's looking forward to this season. We've got two home league games on a row after the cup game on Tuesday, and we can build on that and get a bit of momentum.
Yeah, Christian, I mean, someone's commented here, a Coventry City fan, the Sky Blue Deck. Fair play to Hull, defended well, and after the result yesterday, don't see you going down. I think, again, that's a sort of benchmark that if that's, you know, the first game of the season, we can build on and improve from there. That's a result that sort of shows the rest of the league that all the people predicting us to be even below Sheffield Wednesday this year, although, again, they played well against Leicester today, starting to look a little bit inaccurate, especially after the transfer window. Yeah,
it's a bit of, I guess, chalk and cheese, different from last season to this season, or obviously instantly. And I understand why people obviously were writing Hull off at the beginning of this season, who don't really know or actually have seen what's been going on from pretty much this pre-season all the way up, because even when all the embargo stuff came out originally and now all the fee restrictions, obviously it didn't look good to the outside. And for us, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, we were losing our heads, to be honest, because we just didn't know what it was going to hold. And especially after the season that we just had previous, it wasn't obviously the way we were expecting to start the season. But fair play to the staff, fair play to the owner, fair play to everybody. They've got Sergei in, and he's done instant fan impact, instant player impact. The football it's, I don't want to say it's anything special. It's actually good, simple football, to the point of where the players that we already have are now actually finally playing where they should be playing in the correct positions. The new additions that we've got in as well, every single one of them, I've been absolutely amazed at who we've got in, how we've got them in, and how they've actually fit into the squad and working with everybody that was already at the club as well. There's a lot of instant kind of, yes, all right, we're going to get better link-ups, but you can already see there is that communication link-up between everybody. And to say that we were, I mean, in a way, it's nice that everyone's writing us off, because they might come with that mentality coming down the line in the next few games, looking at us thinking it's a nice, easy game, and then all of a sudden you're on the back foot going, oh, hang on a minute, what's this? And it, well, look, the attack-wise, as like I say, Sky Blue Deck has just put, our attack will get better. And I actually do agree, it will get better down the line. We've still got players to be coming back. The players
we started aren't going to be the number one choices next week and then in a month's time as well.
Exactly, Nathaniel. So that's the thing. So our attack is going to be looking better, with people obviously coming back from injuries after the international break as well, which isn't really realistically that far away.
No, it's like 4 games, is it? 4
or 5 games, yeah. And think of what the team's going to look like when they're reintroduced as well is
very exciting.
And exciting. That's the word, exciting. I mean, right now it is early days. We've just come out of pre-season. It's our first game. Defensively, as Ant just stated, and I'm going to keep saying this every week at the moment, I think, Giles. Yeah, I'm sorry for doubting you. I really am. I'm sorry for doubting you.
It's one game.
It's one game, but the pre-season so far, I was ready to drive him to any club he wanted to go to. I would have filled the car up with fuel and just took him wherever he needed to be and to get him off the books. But now, hands off. I can't see him going anywhere. It's no one. It's a Charlie Hughes situation. Don't you touch our defenders.
Yes. Charlie Hughes is an interesting one.
I'm sure we're going to go into that. Yeah,
let's just jump in, because of course it's Coventry. Momentum. Yeah,
it is worth on Giles that. Yeah, it's one game, but then he's also played well all pre-season, and he's playing under a new manager. Much different style of football, but obviously a style of football that relies on attacking fullbacks, which, funnily enough, that is Giles' strength, is being an attacking fullback. So when you play to his strengths, he's going to look good.
It seems like we've got the Ryan Giles that we expected to have signed 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've finally got him. And I think it's because like you say, the team that we've recruited and that we've built, it's now for. So I think one of the biggest criticisms of last season was there wasn't many leaders in that team. There was no sort of members of authority in the squad that was picking people up, or in terms of the dressing room spirit being lifted and that kind of thing. This season, it just seems to be completely different. Every single player. We've got a team now full of players that will just fight tooth and nail for everything. They all absolutely love being near each other. And I think that kind of culture's helped Giles a bit. I think part of it might have to do with the fact that he really wanted the Borough move. He went, it didn't work out. And he's like, well, what do I do now? I probably have to knuckle down and really, really focus. And that's going to play to our benefit, because I don't think realistically we would have been able to shift in this summer for anything less than a significant loss. So if he can turn into one of our main assets, then he's only going to benefit us in the long run. And like we say, Drame as well, playing a system that he obviously prefers in terms of getting forwards. But I think
we've lost you. There we go.
Time for him to go.
lose his connection, yeah. But let's continue. He's back. Here he is.
Because I got a phone call. But no, I was just saying that because the best thing to say about Giles at the minute is that defensively, that was always his weakness. But at Coventry, he showed, and this is a good Coventry team, that he can defend. And he's going forward now. Yeah, like we say, he's actually sprinting down the line and putting really, really nice crosses into the box. But for me, it's the defensive side of it that I was really impressed with. And I think that if we can keep this level of Ryan Giles up, we'll have one of the best fullbacks in the league. And like I said, 2 months ago, that'd be an outlandish statement. So yeah, credit to him.
You would never put anything on that statement ever coming out of anyone's mouth, would you, 2 months ago at all? But the energy, it's the energy that you can feel from all the lads in that. Well, obviously, we're going to talk about the full team and the fans and everything like that anyway. But even the lads at the back specifically that we're going to focus on right now in this conversation, like the Drame, Giles, Hughes, Sammy J, Panda, the energy between them just kind of exudes confidence that nothing's going to go past them.
Well, Ajayi has got such experience, and Hughes is, of course, huge quality. And we've got Egan there to back it up. I thought Ajayi, for me, was the man of the match yesterday.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. No. Yeah, I have to agree. He cleaned up everything. He was strong, aggressive, pretty much everywhere. I mean, well, okay, we're saying he's manager, but Hughes was everywhere as well. Look, it was a really, 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 really good defensive display. Attacking wise, we were there, but yeah, it's still to be wet.
Yeah, if you look at the ratings of the game, the back five were all in like the 7.5s and above. Yeah. And then all the attackers were like 6.1 to 6.5, which makes sense. Like we were really good defensively, but we were quite poor going forward. But that's fine.
Last year, isn't it?
The front half of the team is going to be completely different in like 2 or 3 weeks' time, so it's okay.
I do want to point out that, and this is a negative and a positive, Drame did have some difficulty with Mason Clark on the wing. However, there were a few actual times that he stopped Mason Clark, whereas Coyle last year against Clark in the Coventry game, I don't think stopped him once. So I guess that's an improvement. And Drame, I think there's potential there. Giles going forward, especially. Well, there was that great chance. I think Drame, I don't know whether it was him who put the cross in for Slater, who was offside. But Giles and Drame have had a lot of chances like that from pre-season where it just seems to open up and there's those few runners coming forward from midfield as well. It seemed that Slater and Crooks were getting on the end of things more than Joseph was. So that's clearly a tactical thing. But yeah, really positive. If Hughes is worth 20 million, and I'm saying, even though he's a bit older, Ajayi was man of the match, is he worth 25, 30 million maybe? Is this where Adjun's getting his £100 million potential figure from?
Just 50 million from the two centre-backs.
Yeah. That statement now makes more sense currently than it did when he made the statement. It's still a silly number, but it makes way more sense now. And on Charlie Hughes, I'm just going to get real close to the microphone. 20 million off, book off Coventry. Don't put in shitty bids of like 6 million and 7 million. They said 20 million. Give us 20 million.
To begin with, it was 4 million.
I'm not even acknowledging the shittiness of that bid.
The absolute cheek. I've seen a lot of Coventry that there's one BBC correspondent.
And then the day after, Radoni was tapped up by Southampton, and then the Coventry fans were all saying he's not worth that, he's worth that. It's like doing the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure some of it is, it's they're putting something on the line and they're trying to get bites from
Radoni
us.
is their best player by a mile.
True.
What's obvious with Coventry is that they need a striker. Their strikers were poor, and if they're going to try and spend 20 million upwards on a centre back, then they're not getting 10 ready. And there's not a reality where Coventry, as a Championship side that haven't been promoted to the Prem in God knows how long, are spending 20 million pounds on a centre back. It's not happening.
No, even 15.
The only way he goes is to the Premier League. He wouldn't make a sideways step to anyone in the same league as us. It's outrageous.
Yeah, you can't do that. It's just no good for your career, regardless. I mean, what's the point? What is the point? You're going to get more recognition at a club like ours at the moment that need you defensively, and the defensive is actually being shown a lot better. You don't want that limelight to be kind of taken away from you for your prospect of the future. I mean, another season with us, brilliant. Hey, I don't expect him to be a whole player at the end of the season when we finish, but if we
when we're in the Premier League, it'll be easier to.
I was going to say, unless we do really pull a miracle out of that, get to playoffs and win a playoff final, and then we're in there. Then not only is he worth more than 20 million, he ain't going anywhere.
That £100 million statement makes more sense when you realise that Charlie Hughes is actually worth 75 of it. The rest of the squad make up for it.
Yeah. Well, how much did Man United spend on Maguire eventually? Thinking about that, isn't he? 80 million. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So, I mean, the market's that sort of thing now. But I think some Coventry pundits have been saying, I think it's kind of rude to imply that Coventry offering £4 million for a player that we spent, I think, 3.5 plus some add-ons for last year, a week before playing them. That wasn't to unnerve the player. 4 million. Like if it was a 7 million, 10 million bid, that's valid. But 4 million is...
Yeah.
When people say insulting, that's actually genuinely insulting. That's not even an exaggeration.
Another different thing I've heard, because I watched it elsewhere. I watched it elsewhere, but I heard apparently the Sky commentary just did nothing but say, Charlie used to Coventry, what a great move and all this stuff. A great audition for him to go there. I was like, you're meant to be neutral, you pricks.
No, it's because, I'll tell you why. It's because, and this is the same as to be fair, before we made all the signings, we'd have been I even said that we'd probably get relegated. I think a lot of people did think so. But when you look at the actual
2 weeks ago, we were done for.
Yeah. So, but the situation changes. So at the minute, it's very easy for people on the outside to look at us and go, right, they're under money troubles, they're in fee restriction, they need money. We can lowball them and offer whatever. And we know your players are going to want to come to us because they want to leave what is an absolute shit show of a football club. When you actually put a little bit of effort into looking into what the team, the manager that's been hired, the revitalisation of a lot of the players, the quality of the players that we've brought in, you look at the starting 11 possibly from December onwards, looking like a top 10 team, let alone bottom 3. When
December's going to be crazy. I was going to say December's Matazo, isn't it? As well, that is.
Right. But it's just so easy for people to just look from a quick 5-second glance and go, yeah, that club's buggered. He's going to want to leave. When you actually look at it and go, well, no, we're actually in a decent position right now. We're okay. We're doing everything that we possibly can with the EFL. We're working together. We've managed to bring all these really good players in. Like McBurnie's actually come to us and turned down more money at Swansea, which is absolutely mad and testament to what we're doing.
More money.
So it shows you that players want to be here. And then Adrian's open letter before the game, I read it, and I think that we all want to sort of accept that he's made mistakes in the past, and we're currently this summer's been sort of repercussion for that. More or less might have actually turned out to be a reward, but. There is that acknowledgement there and that unity now that we are sort of fighting the same battle together, and I think that's going to be a massive plus for us this season.
You say there's the acknowledgement.
Well, he didn't apologise, but
if he did say sorry in that statement, it would have been the best statement he's ever done.
I didn't notice it. And then he's saying, thanks for your unwavering support. I mean, anyone who's watched the podcast in the last 2 months knows that there is no unwavering support.
No, but we have supported the club. I mean, last season, the standard of football that we watched at home and the fact that we kept getting 20,000 plus every single week, I think is very impressive. And I get that. We have supported the team itself. So I think if that's what he means, then yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, support for him a bit more dicey, but I guess there are obviously still issues, but having an amazing transfer window, which at this point it's pretty much amazing, I think. As
And
good
it
as
might
you
not
could
be all there.
realistically have, and it
One
might
of my
not,
favourites
get
so far.
worse.
One of my favourites. It's been an absolute. I mean, how? I'm still in my head. How have we managed to pull off some of the signings that we've
feel
done?
like we do say this almost every transfer window, not last summer because
Yeah,
we needed a
yes,
striker, but we said that in January. And to be fair, January was a really good window, and then the two best signings we made got injured, so makes it a bit more difficult.
It's been the best window under Adrian, and it's been. I think it has.
Huh? You think it has?
It has been the best window under Adrian.
I think,
It has been.
You've got to think from that January one where we got pretty much everyone that we were like in awe of were just loan signings.
Still
This
didn't
is-
get a striker
I
because
also
Joseph
suppose
was not.
hindsight
we have
comes
now.
into that one as well, because we actually went down the league after that January transfer window, technically.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah, we did.
Kamara didn't work out. Giles didn't work out. Sharp, Azuri.
Carvalho was the only real one that properly went.
And he took a lot of stick to begin with as well. He was getting written off by everybody to start with. Cavalli only really got his stock up.
What it all says is, when it comes down to the appeal, I hope the EFL have just upheld it, and we're still under the fee restrictions, because clearly that helps us. We're clearly able to get better business under the fee restrictions.
Well, because as soon as
So I would like
does,
Matthias Freegan, to be quite honest.
well, I would like Freegan, but do we have 8 million to spend even next year? That's for next week's podcast, perhaps.
I was going to say we'll have to go deep
about.
diving into that one, because that's going to be along the lines of people going out and the two players that we've technically signed but not registered and still owe fees on.
Yeah.
I think regardless of the decision on the appeal, the club needs to carry on what it's done this summer and be on top of it and be sensible. Like someone said on there, the main man really is Jared Dublin, I think, from all this.
Yeah.
And
January seemed better and the summer seemed better. So, yeah, he seems to be much more focused. And that's what they've had to be with the free transfers. We'll focus on the game. I mean, we'll really launch into some transfers because there's still a lot to talk about. But Regan Slater, we all know the sort of season he had last year. And we all know that really it's probably just a continuation. I want to put a bit of a positive spin on it. That, firstly, the chance he missed, he was offside. So that won't count towards his missed chances this year, which is good for him. But he got into a lot of good positions last year. Oh, yeah. He obviously got into a lot of good positions last season because that's when he kept missing his chances. And he did this year. Everything else seems to be positive. So let's just forget last year and say real positive. Slater's getting further forward and getting involved. The quality's not quite there, but if he can get that goal, then he could be a really revitalised player. And I'm really hoping he does that because everyone else seems a whole lot more confident. Hopefully he'll improve perhaps quite as much as Giles. So fingers crossed on that.
While I would like that, I imagine the man who'll be playing in Slater's role in the very near future will be a certain Joffy, who, when it comes to attacking the ball and when it comes to attacking the goal, is miles better than Regan has been for a while. I mean, Regan, I think we said it a lot last season. It's like the only way he's when he's going to score is going to be a 35-yard thunderbust into the top corner. It's the only way he's going to break a scoring run.
Thing is, he's not shooting from distance. He's only shooting from inside the 6 yards.
But that's the problem, isn't it? Because he's not scoring those ones close up. So take a punt, I guarantee it'll be the one that goes
Absolutely wallop it into the bottom corner.
That one in the first half against Coventry yesterday, where I actually thought in the ground that he tried to pass it, that he hit the shot that poorly, and it wasn't until I watched the highlights back afterwards that he just completely spooned it.
Yeah,
the corner. But I think his problem is, and this is the thing, he's getting into those positions, which is good. And I think he's much better at this role than what we've been asking him to do the last couple of years, which has been like a playmaker or sitting deep, and that's not him. He wants to be running, harassing defenders, getting forwards. That's where Regan's best. And I think that with Slater, it's a confidence thing now. I think he's in his own head. I think when he gets in front of goal, he's thinking, I really need to score this because I haven't scored in ages. I think his last goal was Stoke when we won under Walter.
It was, yes.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah.
Wow, God, yeah.
And so it's a long time now. So I think he's in
had
his own
14
head.
misses since then, hasn't
Yeah.
he?
So when he gets in front of goal, he just overthinks it instead of just lashing it in like most players would. It's a confidence thing. And once he gets that goal, he'll be running again.
Oh yeah.
He just needs to watch for videos of Robert Corrin on repeat. Smash it from range. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Anyone else want to mention anything about the game, and then we'll sort of talk about the.
Look, I don't want to go on negative, but I think let's just highlight. No, it's not negative. I just want to highlight. Look, you can still see it. There's that we need a bit more playtime just to get everything going smoothly.
Of course,
little things like
give a lot the ball away.
Yeah, we give a ball away. Some passes were misplaced.
I think that came from them linked up, trying to play the system. They were,
but we get it a bit easy from like the pass from like say Drame to Crooksy. Crooksy wasn't even looking. He didn't even have a clue where the ball was at that one stage, and he lost it out. And that was like the type of awareness of, well, obviously you were the only person to pass to in that situation, and you were on it. Little things like that, those little link ups that kind of switch on a bit more. I'm
going to flip that, Christian, and I think it's actually a positive seeing stuff like that. It's frustrating seeing us lose the ball, but for the last 2-3 years, whatever now, we've been playing this slow possession based. Amongst the back four, safety first. This season, he encourages them to try and get forward as quickly as possible, and to do that, you have to take risks. So there was a lot of chances in the game that were created because we actually put our heads up and passed forwards, where last season we'd have passed that backwards and gone back to the defence and started again because we wanted to keep the ball rather than potentially create a chance. So I'm okay with us making passes that encourage us to try and get into better positions, or just to take a few more risky passes to try and create a chance to score a goal instead of playing it safe and lose the ball, because it means that we're playing a system now that's actually encouraging us to take risks. So I'm okay with that. And that'll only come, that partnership and that understanding, the more they play together, it will get better as it goes along. Hopefully we see a few more of the youngsters like Brown and Tinsdale and McCarthy and players like that play against Wrexham on Tuesday night, and they get their chance to sort of showcase what they can do. But I just think this squad, it will get better. And this system, I really, really like it. It's a good blend. We're not parking the bus and we're not going all out attack. We are a good blend of both. We're organised and we're going to try and exploit space as quickly as possible. I'm a fan of it. So, I'm okay with that.
I think there's going to be a lot of risk and reward definitely this season. I think you'll see. I know we were the lowest scorers in the Championship last season. I think we'll score more. But I actually think we might, because we're so risk reward, we'll probably concede more than we did as well. But we'll probably have better results overall. I think what you'll see is more high scoring games, even if we're on the wrong side. Which is, to be fair, that is what Adrian wanted
previously promised.
Rather than 4-3 than win 1-0, which is an insane mentality for the start because you'd rather have 3 points. But he might be about to get it.
Maybe. Fingers crossed.
One thing that I mentioned, though,
fifth manager trying.
Sixth. Fifth time's the charm, sixth time the jam, whatever it is. Now, one thing that I'm brought up, name that he dropped. Tinsdale, debut. I mean, it was only a little bit of a cameo, but to have one of our lads come on for 5-10 minutes, youth lads actually in his first Championship game, that kind of shows the qualities that we've still got in our academies coming up, and that adds value to our stock of players that we can use potentially in the future. So another little positive to add on to that is we are now already priming future, isn't it? At the end of the day, we're priming the things that are going to be coming up. So the lads that are going to be going out there, Bairstow's obviously out on loan at the moment. Yes, he did a bit job, and apparently he's doing a bit of a good job. Didn't he get a goal that weekend?
Good goal for Bolton.
Yeah, a good goal for Bolton. So I've got no problem with him being out on loan. I hope he does great, and I hope he comes back absolutely firing on all cylinders. I truly do. I think it's going to be really beneficial. Like we said, McCarthy as well. I really think, McCarthy.
Multiple members of this podcast put him as a young player of the season in our preview.
Exactly. So from what we are doing and getting these type of results that are going to be coming out with the players and that we're bringing up through our academy, the players that we've actually got in the squad, the atmosphere around, the energy that we're around already, it's great. It's absolutely. I mean, look, I'm not saying we're winning the league here, but compared to last season, I didn't feel this energy once. And we're talking preseason included. So far, the players that we're bringing in, it's all going in the right direction.
Yeah, I think the last time I felt that energy was probably after the Ipswich 3-3 under a season.
Yeah,
the final game, because we had a chance of playoff still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
very
it.
exciting. Yeah. Can we talk about him then? Last week, you... go on.
One last thing about Coventry game.
Yes.
Someone needs to take Frank Lampard to Turkey. Because that hair's thinning out a bit on top, old buddy.
It is, isn't it?
The stress of being shut out by us 2 times in a row. Because that game last season under Ruben, when we drew 1-1 and they just pummeled us, and I was sat in the press box, and because he was suspended that day, Lampard, he was up in the gods next to the press box, and he was having just an absolute rage. Yeah, he was so angry after that game. It was like, he must hate the sight of us, and that's delightful.
Specifically, Ivor Panda. He always has a blinder against Coventry.
So, on the app I use, FOTMob, Panda was actually at one point, although he might not be anymore, the highest rated player in the league. He made 3 ridiculously easy saves that even Allsop might have made. I don't know where they were getting that stat from. Kept a clean sheet, but it was more the defences.
More than Allsop did the other day.
And we're apparently offering him a new contract.
Yes, that's good.
That makes sense. Get him tied down to get a bigger price for him if he goes.
Absolutely. I want to talk about McBurnie then, because I put him as the best signing and the top goal scorer on the prediction episode last week when he hadn't even signed yet. Immediately, even though he was saying on the Thursday and the Friday, I've matured, I'm more grown up, I won't fight people. 10-15 minutes into his debut.
His technique on the throttle, that's what he means by maturing. Change how his technique he goes. He's not
going to headbutt people. You're just going to grab them by the throat, throw them to the ground. So, we, I think, have missed that bite. Maybe, since Connolly perhaps
just wind up the defense.
To play him. Yeah, and we need that. Even if he doesn't score, he's going to back the rest of the team up, and I think that could be an absolutely huge signing. I said when we signed him that it's one of the biggest in the last few years, I think, because he's a proven scorer at this level.
That moment where he obviously got involved in the Crooks Rushworth bit, it showed a point that he's really good at as well. That within like a minute, he won a foul because he got proper hit by one of the Coventry players, and that's the thing. He will, going forward, just if he doesn't score, he'll win loads of free kicks and fouls that City might be able to capitalise on with players like Ajayi and Lundstrom and Hughes who can go forward and attack them. So it's not just that he's looking to score goals; his presence might create opportunities on its own.
Yeah, I think McBurnie's game is more than his goals as well. Like obviously he's not scored that many in the last couple of years, but it's not even just his goal return; it's what he gives. It's what he brings the team. He's unsettling to defenders. You wouldn't like to be a centre back against him. As a teammate, he's got your back. Instantly, he's not even been here that long, and he was jumping in to support Crooksy like he'd known him for 10 years,
wasn't it?
So it's one of these where he's a player you absolutely detest. When he's not yours, but when he's yours, you absolutely love him, and we need players like that.
Where he got Tete sent off, I could have.
Yeah, and he was giving us stick on social media. He tweeted Luke Flanagan's thing with the tiger roar emoji and all that kind of stuff. Like, we all hated him then, but we love him now, and that's the kind of player.
It's one of those players that you say he's someone who your own fans love, everyone else hates, and that's what you need. Yeah,
and I think most importantly, it's his hold-up play. We don't have a striker that does the hold-up play. Joseph can't do it. He's an off-the-shoulder striker. And I don't think Bairstow was the best at hold-up either, and he's not even here regardless anyway. Destan, we don't know. We haven't seen yet. Hopefully we'll see on Tuesday night. I don't know if he's fit. But McBurnie, he can help bring the wingers into the game. He can be an outlet when we're under pressure, which we currently don't have. So against Coventry, when we were being pressed and keeping it into our box, we were hitting it long, and we were just giving them it back. Whereas when you've got McBurnie on the pitch, you're not always going to be giving him it back because he can probably then bring it down, bring somebody else into the game, take the pressure off, hold the ball a bit, possibly win a foul. So it's one of them where he will score goals. I think in this system he will score goals. I think having as many crosses as we do, I think he'll thrive off that.
With Giles just pinging the ball into the box constantly, all he's going to get on the end of some of them. It's just it's just a guarantee he'll get on the end of some of them and he'll score maybe one or two of them.
Yeah, well, his signing's more than his goal. He's just a good signing in general. We needed that kind of player in this team, and we've got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's that player that brings everyone together, isn't he, on the pitch? He's got your back. We've not had one. We've got one. He's ours. Happy days. Let's move on because we've got a season of it now, and it's just. I can't wait to see what else he does. I mean, if that's match one and he's come on as a sub after 10 minutes and done that.
How many other cards he gets this season?
That's it. Well, I mean, that's
how many him and Lundstrom and Crooks.
How many times is he going to be suspended for us? That's the only downside with the way he plays is that there will be games he's suspended for just because of the way he plays. But you'd like to hope in those cases, players like Joseph and Destan, if he ever plays again, he might be the new Cynic.
Cynic 2.0, but that's his name already. Cynic 2.0 is Destan.
Or if we get someone else, you'd hope they'd chip in his place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a bit of a saga. We wanted him, I think, in May, as soon as Las Palmas got relegated.
The first mention of him was May 18th. And
May 18th, so it's been a long time.
The first mention of his name with Hull City was May 18th, which was barely after Sayers had been sacked.
And it was on and it was off again.
Since regardless of the manager as well. So clearly the club wanted him as a priority.
And it's nice to get one over on Sheffield United as well because they tend to pip us to quite a lot of signings. Norwood many years ago, and then they also
keep Coventry earlier for going for Hughes, but so did Sheffield United. We're paltry so, and that though they seem to learn their lesson and instantly backed away from it.
Yeah. How many do we think McBurnie's going to get this year? Because I think the first thing Jakovic said to him is he wants him to get 15.
I think 10 to 15 is a realistic number for him.
Yeah, that's about where he usually ends up.
Destan to be top scorer, so he's got to get less than Destan.
So, but Destan will get 25, so McBurnie can get 20. That's fine.
Yeah, that'll work out. Destan, another one to add to the list of players that are injured as soon as we sign them. I mean, so I don't know how long he's out for.
I was going to say, do we know if he's in contention for Tuesday night?
The app, again, FOTMob says he has an ACL, which I don't think is true. I think McBurnie
it was apparently he did something to his shoulder. I last heard he dislocated his shoulder out, and that's my head. But
there's a lot of there's not really been a definitive answer on him, and it's like that with a few of the players we got, especially from Turkey, because Cynic and it was Traore as well was injured. Yeah, FOTMob says late August. I think it doesn't seem to be a long-term thing. Probably be a few weeks. But it's a shame already. But we do have Joseph and McBurnie. Gelhardt can play up front, so we'll manage, certainly. Just a shame that it's another one where we want to see the debut of a player and we can't just yet.
Told you, Cynic 2.0.
Hopefully not. Yeah. And of course, we can't rely on McBurnie too much because I think that's part of the reason why we struggled last year, of course, was that we didn't get any goals. But we didn't really have players chipping in as well. But you hope that Gelhardt's here for the whole year now. And of course, that was one that I think maybe last week, I don't know whether we were aware that we were going to get him. I really like, and I can't remember who came up with this, but I really like the partnership name of Heartburn for Gelhardt and McBurnie. That to me is very good. Yeah.
On Joffy, I'll just really like I normally do, sorry. On Joffy, it feels like a move that we're hoping will be massively changed by the appeal rulings. I think what will happen is City, if they get the appeal sent down to a couple of windows, that means next summer they'll be able to sign players again. I do think next summer, when he's in his last year of his contract, Gelhardt at Leeds, City will then make a bid for him to try and get him here permanently.
Yeah, from what I can gather is that Gelhardt could have gone. Leeds were pushing for him to go to Rangers, And from
apparently Gelhardt said no.
Yeah, Gelhardt really wanted to come back here, and I think what the clubs have done is a gentleman's agreement that we have him on loan for an X percentage of his wages this year. I think we're paying him less wages this year. And then we'll pay for him in the summer, but we can't write that into the contract because the EFL won't let us, but we will buy him in the summer. It's just a loan. It's just a loan. But
it's a loophole. It's just a loophole that you're exploiting.
Yeah, I think we're paying less wages for him this year than we did last because he's had a wage jump after Premier League promotion. And then we couldn't afford to pay all of his wages. So Leeds, I think, are paying the majority of it. So we've actually got Gelhardt again for a full season for less. So, yes, Hadjan or Jared, whoever it was that sanctioned that one.
Yeah.
It's just another example of a player really wanting to come here for footballing reasons as well.
I get the feeling because of the way the season ended as well. Gelhardt wanted to come back from the moment the summer started.
Yes.
So I think it was one that the club had been looking at anyway for a while and didn't know they were going to be able to actually do it until very recently.
Well, Sega did say he's been looking at him, hasn't he? And he wanted him in. So, well, we've got him now, haven't we? Mm-hmm. That's the positive. That's the positive. He's here now. He's a Tiger again. We've just got to wait and see what happens on Tuesday, Wednesday. Whenever we get the answers.
It's such a good signing as well because we, even regardless of the fact that it's Joe Gelhardt, we know his qualities and what he can do. If that rumor hadn't have popped up and we'd have watched this game against Coventry, we'd have been sat here going, we really need a number 10. We need a creative number 10 who's going to link up play and sit in behind McBurnie and pop up with goals. And like I think was it Monday? It was first mentioned about Gelhardt, and then we've got him signed by the I assume Friday.
I think it was later than that sort of
it started. It was like Wednesday.
So it came out of nowhere.
It was official on Saturday morning.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere. Gelhardt wants to come back, fair, right? He's passed his medical, and then we didn't know if he'd signed in. Obviously, we thought he'd be after the Coventry game, and then they put the teaser out on the Saturday morning, didn't they? I seen it on the bus on the way there. And then it was, has he signed in time to play? And he was on the bench. So they obviously got that one done very quickly.
I actually missed the announcement and I saw the team sheet and saw he was on it. And I had to do a double take. Have they accidentally put him on the team? Not seeing the announcement earlier on. But another thing with Gelhardt coming back is it shows that the players are in a good place for me as well because you've got so many players now in that team who all have prior relationships before coming to this club and all have, as a result, have ongoing relationships. So the team chemistry and the team sort of like morale is a lot higher at an earlier stage. It feels like where it would be if they were all new players and they were all getting on for the first time ever. You've got players now who are already good mates and already like to obviously create a good atmosphere and environment at the training ground and are willing to put more on the line for their mates as a result.
Yeah. Well, McBurnie said he wants to come here because he knows how good Lundstram and Egan are because they've been promoted before.
Regan.
I'm interested to know more about McBurnie living with Matt Crooks in the past as well because they've never even been at the same club. But they lived together for a short while when they were, teenagers, I think, which is nice. So that's an interesting one. And Gelhardt played with Drame as well at Leeds in the academy. So that's that basis to build on. And I think it will get stronger and stronger from here as we shoot up the league. So it's all very exciting, really, isn't it? And the Gelhardt one, I think that was mentioned maybe even 5 o'clock by the whole Daily Mail, 5 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. So that was a nice one to wake up to. That was going to happen. Maybe we should even do our predictions again, our season predictions, because we've got Gelhardt and McBurnie.
Picked already.
We've done an episode on Nathaniel. We could talk about Akintola potentially being signed before Wrexham, maybe. We'll announce him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Akintola is...
I don't think he'll even be announced before Wrexham. He won't make an appearance in that game.
Because I'm sure the last thing I read about him was he's passed his medical. So surely all he's got to do now is do his promo.
He's had his medical, hasn't he?
He's got his visa, because the visa was the issue for a while.
Yes.
He was getting his visa, that was the issue for a while.
We were linked to him a while ago.
If the visa hadn't been a thing, he'd probably already be here. But that was took time, and now He's just waiting for them to announce it. Probably tomorrow, I would like to guess, but it could be any time this week. I mean, I imagine there's something more.
What's the cut-off for tomorrow? What's the cut-off for a Tuesday night game? What time do they have to sign by? Is it 5?
Monday, right?
I'm not sure.
It's 9 p.m. the day before. It's 9 p.m. the day before.
Just on lack of being around the team, I don't think he'll make an appearance. Whereas Gelhardt already had prior experience around those players, didn't he? So he was always going to maybe have a chance.
Do we think that Akintola coming in means Kamara's off?
I don't, because I don't think Kamara, who you spent £5 million on, who's played a championship season before, being second top scorer, is the same as a free agent from Turkey.
I said that on Twitter, and the more after I put it, the more I've been thinking, no, probably not, because I think you do need the squad depth, and we don't have loads and loads of squad depth. While the two lads are still injured in the air, it's only like a month, but as long as they're still injured, can you rely?
Yeah, but I think your problem there is that if there's clubs that are offering money for Kamara, we can't wait till Bloomy comes back because the transfer window will be closed.
Well, yeah, but if we're looking at the depth side of things,
I think it might be a January move, Kamara.
Yeah, I agree with Will. I think January is going to be where we do see the move. Once everyone's kind of back, all up and running, and a bit more energy, knowing that.
Unless he has a worldy first half of the season, hopefully.
Yeah, I just think he's another one whose value might go
up. Ryan Giles starting to play well.
True.
So you never know, and so, but yeah, if it carries on, if Miller and Bellumi come back and they get back up to fitness and something like the level they were playing before, then you've got Ndala already as well out there. You've got Joseph who can maybe play out wide every now and then. You've got Gelhardt who can play out wide, but I prefer him not to. But maybe if you have to play out wide, so there's a lot of competition in those places, and I think someone of his ability who could probably do really well in a League One. I think Kamara would do superb in League One. I'd be willing to let him go and find a fresh environment to try and sort of build himself up again.
I was going to say, would it be better just to send him out on loan in January, you think, and in somewhere like League One, and let him kind of get that goal confidence back?
Learn him to Pompey.
Right? Yeah.
Because structure a deal that they can afford. Let him go to where he desperately wants to obviously be at, right, for a full season. In an environment where he obviously wants to be, the fans love him and whatever, let him play there for a full season, see if he can do it at championship level. It's a win-win, because either we get a better version of Kamara back that's played a full season at championship level and been really good, or
we can get a decent fee for him.
So yeah, that would be the direction for me. But see, I'm on the fence with Kamara. I think I don't think he intentionally means to look like he can't be bothered. I just think that's his style. He's just
It's his style. He's playing a lot more active than he actually looks he is.
Yeah, and last season, the first 6 months, he was really poor, but we were under Tim Volta and everybody was really poor. So the last 6 months of the season,
first choice as well. Yeah, people forget.
And the last 6 months of the season, he scored 5 goals and I think got a few assists. And majority of those games, he was coming on off the bench as well. So he does have the ability to contribute to goals and stuff. I just think it's sometimes his effort off the ball. I think that's what fans choose to pick up on sometimes. And that's when you look at someone like Ndala, who's been here, 5 minutes and he's running about like an headless chicken and defending and supporting Giles, and you look at Kamara, who looks like he couldn't be bothered when he's off the ball. But I suppose fans are easy to forgive as long as he's contributing to the other end. And at the minute, it doesn't look like he's going to do that. I mean, he's shot at the start of the second half when Drama put him through was a bit tame, wasn't it? I mean, if you put him through that, he caused problems. Yeah. But there is a player there, and I agree with the comment. There is one there. It's just, do we have enough time to? He's not going to play when Balloumi's here. And
well, the thing is, he did last year because Balloumi and Miller got injured, and that could always happen again. I'd much rather rely on Kamara than Akintola, I would say, as a backup choice.
But your problem is you can't fill your squad with loads of players in case a player gets injured. You just can't. You can't plan for that. It's difficult. And we're not in a situation where we can afford to have a chopped squad. We've actually got to trim it down because the wage bill has been so high and it being in the situation.
It's even higher now, isn't it?
Yeah. So when we bring Akintola in and then Balloumi's back fit, can you afford to have Kamara there not playing? It's one of those like injury you can't accommodate for that. They're either going to get injured or they're not. You can't. It's an impossible situation. But I think if the club is offered genuine money for Abu, I think 2 or 3 mil and he's gone. I think he takes it.
Yeah. Well,
If
to be
the
fair,
club's getting offered money for him, he's gone.
yeah, I think we should, if we are getting, like, say, about 3 mil for it. I think you're right. It's more the off-ball stuff with Kamara, or when he loses the ball and is none of that chase it back to get it back situation. The arms kind of go up in the air, and fans do see that. I see that, and that's what frustrates me when I watch Kamara. But yet, attacking sense, when that switch ball comes over and he does that amazing little touch and has a go at the opposition defender, love him in that situation. But that's only one part of his game, and you can just tell that he was. I mean, look, he did get thrown in the deep end. He did get thrown in to the point of where he wasn't meant to be the main right winger. He was brought in to grow and grow and grow as that. And he hasn't had the easiest of times, let's be honest. I mean, obviously, even the bit where we had to do the Ruben Sellers bit where he had to come out and speak, and then absolutely had a blinder of a game against Leeds United. And it worked, yeah. And they're the things that we can see. Yes, there is a player there. I think the issue for a lot of fans is that we forget he was brought in as a backup or a cover. He wasn't brought in to be the main thing, and we don't have time to wait for him to be the main thing.
It'd be the price tag as well.
Like, and the price tag. Yeah, it's well that he came up with.
Yeah, I think that's how much you have to spend on a Kamara with how he'd done in England, especially. Yeah. I don't know how much we actually spent on Bonomi. I don't know whether that one is sort of as well.
Bonomi was cheap on it. Yeah, he was about.
I think he was cheaper than Kamara. But I think because you spend more on him, but you want Bonomi to be first choice, it's a bit difficult. But I think there's still a player in there, and regardless of whether Adrian wants to sell him or not, if I was the owner, I'd say, well, regardless of how he's played a season of Championship football, second top goal scorer for us. His value will have definitely have to have gone up by default, I would say. So I would not be selling him for 3 million if we can get 5 or 6, 7. I don't know whether clubs would offer that. It just depends on what people would offer. But I don't think there have been offers for him yet, because perhaps he would have gone. So we don't know yet. How many changes are we going to make for Wrexham? Because I think we often get to this point of the season with a second match, and we think that there's going to be wholesale changes, but because we haven't signed many players, we can't really afford to do that. I assume Gelhardt and McBurnie might start. I'm thinking Williams and Akintola might be off the bench.
If Williams is starting.
You've got quite a bit. No, you've got quite a bit to come on. You've got Egan as well at the back.
Yeah.
Egan, Famua.
Yeah. I see Joseph starting.
McCarthy, Brown and Tinsdale, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. At the same time, I wouldn't hate a cup run. It's been a while.
No, because it's been 4 years. 2021 was the last time he won a cup game. So, yes, desperate just for one win. McCann was the last manager to win a cup game. So, I would love one.
Well, yeah, we had the Papa John's Trophy, didn't we, for a bit? Which was
that's
useful.
True, exactly. I think, that'd be fun.
It's a good opportunity, I think, to give some of these young players that have looked good in pre-season a chance to actually play in what will be a very competitive game against a fellow Championship team. Yeah, and I mean, you've got Famwo and Egan there. I imagine will instantly be the centre-back partnership for it. Phillips will probably be in goal. I don't think we're blessed with options at full-back, so unless Williams is officially announced, I think it'll be Giles and Drama.
He wouldn't start, would he? I think after a year.
He will be announced by the cup game.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, because I'd like to see him play a full game. Midfield-wise, do you stick McCarthy? Do you have quite a few youngsters in? Do you go with McCarthy and Tinsdale playing more in a natural position, Tinsdale? Because he's not a winger. I don't think.
Maybe not Tinney, I'll be honest.
Play Brown.
I'd give McCarthy a go.
And then Brown.
More from hope than anything.
Yeah.
There it is.
Mm-hmm. Brown, McBurnie, and
like that again, please. Just sat on my desk.
It would just be nice to finally listen to the draw for the next round, knowing that we're in it. Hopefully we can, because it's just 90 minutes. I don't think Wrexham's squad is that deep. I think up front they've got a lot of options. Other than that, in terms of the quality in midfield and defence, I don't think they're that great. I think a lot of fans are overestimating how they'll do. We can get a draw and win on penalties is possible.
because they've brought in a lot of players. It feels like Wrexham.
Of ancient players.
Exactly. A lot of them just seem to be players who, while having good careers in the past, they're kind of on the downturn.
Kiefer Moore was awful last year.
In comparison, it feels like Birmingham have brought in some decent talent overall. Particularly like Kyogo, he's such a good striker.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to watch the Wrexham documentary this season, see what the transfer approach was and why they chose to go.
I don't think they've spent loads, to be fair.
No, they haven't. But
it's spent that much.
It's interesting to see. Like, I know you need experience in a squad to try and obviously, in both respects, to stay in a division or try and get promoted from it. You need someone who's been there before, and they have done that, like Connor Cody and Kiefer Moore, players like that. But they've signed players that they're not going to make any money off these players. They're probably on big wages. They're sort of towards the ends of their careers, and 2 or 3 years down the line, when they've got a bolstered squad full of aging players on big wages, they're going to really struggle to offload these players. Yeah. Well, yeah, Lewis O'Brien's a really good signing. But, like, the majority, I mean, they've got about 6 strikers, haven't they? I mean, and they've still got Oli Palmer, what do you call him? Jay Rodriguez is
Paul Mullins still technically at that club?
He's on loan at Wigan.
Oh, okay.
So he's technically still a Wrexham player.
He's still a Wrexham player, but he's on loan at Wigan, yeah.
He'll be paying his wages.
So it would be interesting to see what their business decisions were, because they're not going to make much money on these players.
I think I've heard that there's only 4 players. There is 4 players still in their squad who played for them in the conference, which is actually a surprise.
Andy Cannon.
Oh my God, yeah.
Andy Cannon.
Corey Evans is there as well.
Oh, wow.
I think he's...
Yeah, Corey Evans, Andy Cannon, and Ryan Longman. Oh, Nathaniel, what's it going to be like to see Longman in a different club shirt against you?
I'll manage.
Judas at the camera.
No, I mean, I hope he doesn't score, because I'm desperate for a cup run. I guess it'd be nice.
He was at fault for the Southampton second goal. The fans weren't very happy with him.
I've not watched it. I can't.
He took a lot of stick.
I can't bring myself to watch it. So I'm just focused on McBurnie now. I'm surprised, to be honest. McBurnie, I'm surprised he didn't go to Wrexham. I think they would offer him a lot of money. It sounds like
they're probably waiting for him
signing.
They've got enough strikers, Nathaniel.
They've got
Winder.
They've signed
striker.
Yeah. McBurnie's definitely better than Kiefer Moore, but yeah, in a year's time, all of their strikers would have retired, and they'll have to spend big money. So it's not the best situation for them, I don't think. So, Will, I'll get your stupid prediction out of the way.
Guess what? I'm not doing it this season.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Shall I do a predictions league again this year?
Yes.
If Will's going to take it seriously, then maybe it's worth doing.
I'll do a points are bad like on Tifa.
Points are good. No, they're really, really bad.
That might be too complicated, that one. But yeah, let's predict an actual score. Is this for Wrexham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we doing an Oxford one as well? Because obviously we've played Oxford before.
May as well.
Yeah.
Go on, Will. Say 2 numbers. Even
though I've just said I'm not going to say it, just because I want to cut from 3 at Hull City. But for Oxford, 2-1 Hull City.
Nice. McBurnie first goal. Oh, McBurnie hat-trick on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, McBurnie will score a hat-trick on Tuesday, and then Joffy and Dala will score against Oxford.
Nice. Okay. Christian?
It'll be a tricky one, I think, with Wrexham. I see it being really tight, and it's going to be one of those last-minute jobbies. I'm going to go with 2-1 for Wrexham to Hull.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And then Oxford at home. I'm going to take a page out of Will's book, and I actually do think it's going to be a 3-0.
They did a good result against Portsmouth at home on the first day.
I think we're going to do all right against Oxford. I do.
Hopefully. Yeah. It's a big opportunity to get some points on the board, certainly. But they are one of the few teams we did actually beat at home last year as well. So hopefully we can get another win
We've
there.
got a couple of chances to get points coming up with at home, like with Oxford and Blackburn coming up. I think they're teams that we want to be looking at getting 3 points from.
Of course, yeah. And
for Wrexham, I'm going to go 1-1 draw and we win on penalties.
exactly the same for myself, yeah.
And then Oxford, I'm going to go 2-0. I think we get 2 clean sheets in a row. And then it puts us in really good stead for Blackburn coming, obviously, just after that, and a really good opportunity for us to be like in the top 6 after the first 3 games, and everyone's fist pumping in the streets of Hull. Yeah.
I'm going to say 1-1 draw. We win on penalties. Palmer to score. And I'll go 2-1 City for Oxford, and McBurnie's going to get he's going to get the winner. A beautiful header, perhaps, from a Giles cross.
I've changed my mind on the Wrexham game. We're going to win 3-0, but it'll be a Oli McBurnie brace and a Ryan Longman own goal. I love you, Longman, really, but I have to punish Nathaniel.
I'd claim that as a Longman goal for City to add to his stats. So I'd be all for that. Just gives me something to talk about. So yeah. Anything else, or shall we wrap this up and look ahead to?
I think I brought it last week, but just in case I didn't, Sky's graphics for all the EFLs are dog shit.
It's awful. I hate it. The little red box that appears when they do this.
I don't think that's intentional. I think that's just a poor technical issue.
It's
Oh, and ITV still needs to do something better on how they do the highlights. Oh my God! Seriously.
It's the biggest second division in the world, and the highlights god awful.
Wrong with Manish Basim and Steve Claridge or Leroy Rossignia just going through the games at 1 a.m. after match of the day? You get 20 seconds. It's still better than what ITV do.
I'll put it on record and watch it the next morning, like I did.
Yeah, well, I think nowadays highlight shows, they're a little bit less needed because they're all out on Sky Sports.
Yeah,
5:15.
Obviously, one match of the day to still be a thing and want to promote, so they still treat it relatively seriously. But yeah, ITV are probably more focused on more bothered about getting
them all out there because it's all the leagues, all the games.
Sky put out all the highlights for like an hour full time.
It's on YouTube now, yeah. So dead easy to find.
But I wouldn't mind a highlight show that actually featured at least some punditry.
Yeah.
What's the thing? Like, I like to watch it to see how everyone else is. Like, if I want to watch it all, like, look, for the championship, I want to watch the championship because we're in a championship. And I wouldn't mind watching every single one, but I don't want to go searching for the highlights of another game that I wasn't really interested in. But I want to watch it as part of that program so I understand what competition we're against.
Also, the number of ads on ITVX. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And they're about 2 minutes long each.
Oh, no, you're right. They take forever. No, that's brought back a memory. Yeah.
The one City have been on, if I've not watched it when it's on telly and I've gone to watch it, as soon as City are on, I don't watch any more of it. I'm not subjecting myself to all of that.
I want to watch any more of that, yeah.
Were we last on the highlight show because it was 0-0? I think we were the only 0-0?
The championship, yeah.
It wasn't the best game, to be honest, from a sort of an eventful sort of thing. It was just first game of the season.
The only highlight that was shown was a Ajayi's header from memory.
Yeah, and that was not really ever in danger of going in. Okay,
right. Going back to that, that's a good thing to see. Though, that they're already getting their set piece routines because he had a lot of space.
Yeah, like I said on the pre-season predictions episode, I think Ajayi is going to get us quite a few goals this season, set piece wise.
Will Ajayi score more than Destan/Joseph?
Yes.
He'll score more than Joseph.
No, because I've predicted Destan to be top scorer.
It's going to be McBurnie. Okay. All right. Well, on that bombshell, Destan 25 goals this season. And we'll see you next week. Will and Christian, thanks very much for joining me and everyone who's listening in and commented. We really appreciate it. And if you stayed for the whole hour, thanks very much as well. See you next week.